Fancy at Home cooking class. In today's class, we're going to be preparing for you turkey chili, popular dish nowadays for takeout as well as our fire pits. The first part of the cooking class, we're going to be showing you all the ingredients, and then after that, we're going to be cooking the chili. Canola oil, or right here, what I'm using is turkey fat. I usually save this after the holidays when we cook turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you can freeze it and you can use it for turkey chili or other soups. The next thing I have is minced garlic, diced onions. There's about 3 cups here. 28 ounces of canned diced tomatoes. We have our fresh ground turkey here. We grind this fresh at the club. It's a mixture of 50% breast meat and 50% thigh meat. We've got some chopped cilantro that we're going to finish the chili with later on. We have some diced green chilies, frozen cut corn, red kidney beans, black beans, pinto beans, some fresh limes that we're going to also finish at the end. We have our spices here. We have our ancho chili powder, which is a kind of like a nutty, smoky flavor. We have guajillo chili powder, which gives it a little heat. We have your dark red chili powder that you can find everywhere. We have ground cumin. We have cinnamon stick. I tie it with a string so I can tie it to the pot so I don't have to fish it around when we're done with the chili. I have some Mexican oregano here. We have kosher salt and cracked black pepper, tomato paste, and 2 quarts of chicken stock. And now I'm going to show you how to prepare it all. The first thing we're going to do is put in the turkey fat or canola oil, whichever you prefer. Put in the turkey fat or canola oil, whichever you prefer. Mix. We have the heat on a medium-high heat. We're going to let that heat up a little bit, and then we're going to add the 4 pounds of ground turkey. At this time, you want to try to break up the turkey so that what you end up with is more like a crumble, like a crumbled ground beef if you're making tacos. And you want to keep doing this until pretty much all your turkey is chopped up, almost cooked through, and you don't want to see any big chunks in there. You don't want to, we're not making turkey meatball soup, we're going to make turkey chili. So you want to keep doing this every few minutes. See what I have right now? It's starting to turn a little bit white. That means it's cooking, and we just need to keep doing this. This should take about around 5 minutes to cook. And after that time, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. But this part right here is important. You want to make sure you break up that turkey meat as much as possible. Again, so you don't have any big chunks in there. The best thing to use is a wooden spoon, but if you don't have one, a rubber spatula works well. I just kind of chop away at it with a spoon. With the pot handle, sometimes they get a little bit hot, so use a towel or a pot holder. It's coming along nicely. Again, I have it on a medium-high heat. We're halfway there. Again, just keep chopping away at it. You can also, if you have a potato masher at home, like towards the end, when it's almost completely cooked. Take your potato masher and mash it up a little bit just to break it up further. You can see it's getting more whitish in color. A few more minutes, it should be ready. In the meantime, it's a good idea to have all your ingredients close by so you're not running around across the kitchen. What we do here at the club is when we do large batches of chili or soup or anything, we usually cut and prep all the ingredients ahead of time and set it up on a tray like this, and then when we come in the next morning, we just pull out that tray and start cooking the chili. When we're doing big batches of chili like this, like 40 pounds of chili, we usually simmer these for about 5 hours. So it's important that when you come in the morning, everything is ready and you get it on the stove and get it cooking. We're almost there. It's still a little bit raw, but it doesn't need to be fully cooked. We're just trying to break it up right now. And then once we add the rest of the ingredients and start cooking it, it's going to finish the cooking. So again, take a look at it. We're almost there. There's still some big chunks in there, so I'm just going to keep breaking those apart. And this is the best way to do it. Also the potato masher, like I said. And if you were to use your potato masher, now's a good time to do it when it's kind of falling up, breaking away from each other like that, not clumping up. So, right now we're at a good point to start adding the rest of the ingredients. Take a look at it. You can still see a little raw there, but it's almost cooked. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the chopped garlic and the diced onions. We're going to cook this for a few minutes. About 3 or 4 minutes. And then we're going to add the spices. I'll add the chili powders, the cumin, the oregano, the salt, and the black pepper. Then we're going to cook this another 2 or 3 minutes to get those flavors to come out. What we're kind of doing right here is toasting those spices. When you toast your spices, it brings out a lot more flavor. And at the same time too, I'm still breaking it up because there's still a few more chunks in there. Okay, after we toast out those spices, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. We're going to add honey, this honey is from local hives, harvested by Mrs. Drake. We're going to add the tomato paste. We're going to stir in the tomato paste. Okay. Next, we're going to add the canned diced tomatoes. Turkey stock. You can use chicken stock, but what we have here is turkey stock. We usually have a lot left over after Thanksgiving, so we just freeze it, and when we need it, we pull it out of the freezer. Then we add the beans. You can add pretty much any kind of bean you want. I just like these 3 beans. Sometimes I add garbanzo beans. So we have all the beans in there. The diced green chilies. If you want to use, these are mild diced green chilies, but if you want to use something spicier, you can add a jalapeno in there. We're going to put the corn inside there. Stir that up a little bit. And then we're going to take that cinnamon stick that I tied with the butcher's twine and tie it to the pot handle so it's easy to fish out later on. It's okay if you don't have twine, you can just throw it right in there. That's alright. You can fish it out later. It'll be a little bit harder to find, but you know, in a pot this small, it should be okay. This is about a 3-gallon pot right here. You want at least a 2-gallon pot so everything will fit in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this on high heat for about 15 to 20 minutes until it comes to a boil. And then when it comes to a boil, we're going to let it simmer for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I go closer to the 2-hour time because I like it a little bit thicker. But if you want it more soupy consistency, 1.5 hours should be fine. So when we come back, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like after it's reduced, and then how to plate it up. A little over 1.5 hours. The chili has come to a boil, and we've simmered it for a little over 1.5 hours. And what you want to do during that time is you want to stir it up once in a while so the bottom of the pot doesn't scorch. And what we have here, if you can see this, we have a little thicker consistency. For me, I would go a little 15 more minutes. I think it would be perfect. And then, so at this point, we're going to show you how we plate this up at the club. We serve the chili. We're going to need to check the seasoning. And what we want to do first is add the chopped cilantro. One whole lime squeezed, juice only. And what we want to check for here is salt, the heat, the sweetness, all those flavors. You can always add more chili powder to it if you need to, if you like the heat, like I do. And check the seasoning. Everybody's taste buds are a little bit different. You may need a little bit more salt, but that's up to you. I think it tastes pretty good. I wouldn't touch a thing, except for me, like I said, I like extra heat. So what we do to serve this here at the club, we put a nice bowl of chili, just like this. And then what we serve that with is diced onions, shredded cheddar, sour cream, corn muffins, and what I also like to do is serve it alongside with a some lime wedges, and a little Tabasco for extra heat. But you can do a lot of different variations to this. You can make this, the possibilities are endless. Like you can add diced avocado to the top of this, some crushed tortilla chips. You can use different, instead of the corn muffins, you can use saltine crackers, whatever cracker you like. You can even put goat cheese instead of just the shredded cheddar cheese, goat cheese, pepper jack cheese, any kind of cheese that you may like. And that's, like I said, the possibilities are endless. And that's it for this lesson. Until next episode, from my home to yours, happy cooking and cheers. Thank you.